what the fuck is going on there, Sarah? Like, what? This guy is a grade A wanker, in my opinion. I'm so great. I'm the best. I'm so good. I'm so rich at driving Mercedes. Disgusting. Maybe you can have a look through my post and think, oh my God, Holly is just talking out of her asshole. If you've been on the internet recently, you will know that LinkedIn is the most unhinged place that you will find crazy takes from people who are trying to pretend to be sort of influencers, but who are like corporate bros and who are not really cut out, I guess, for social media. In this series, what we're doing is taking a look at some of the most unhinged takes on LinkedIn and just chatting about them. Why are they so unhinged? What is going on over there? And is it a platform that's even worth your time? I'm 𝗧𝗛𝗣𝗬. I run a content marketing agency. It is called Empowered English. So here is my first LinkedIn post today. It is by Sarah, who is an executive coach and leadership advisor. I recently found myself thinking about a past colleague a bit too often while drafting LinkedIn posts. I haven't spoken to them in years, but somehow our time together keeps sticking in my head. This morning, I decided to block them. Are they a terrible person? No. Do they post harmful content? No, I actually enjoy a lot of what they post. But somehow I keep thinking about what they would think about my content, what they would think about me. And while my logical brain doesn't care a bit about what they think, somehow there's a part of me that can't let go. So I block them for now, giving myself some time and space to release whatever my brain and heart are trying to hold on to. Have you blocked someone recently? What the fuck is going on there, Sarah? Like, what? Girl, you may be in love with this person. It seems like such a strange way to use social media. I feel like Sarah is just outing herself right now. What is the point of this, Sarah? Like, what is the thinking behind this? This is what I think is unique about LinkedIn, is that sometimes people really overshare. You know, LinkedIn is a place to publish content about your business. It's not a place to declare your unrequited love for a past colleague. Okay, the next one here, he says here, I was driving from Chennai to Tuticorin yesterday with my family. While I started to complain about the sun's heat, I snapped myself out of this complaining because we were driving in our Mercedes-Benz. Complaining is no option when we have more than what others have. The more you have, the more you lose your right to crib about things. Pull your socks up, stop complaining, make others' lives better. Your complaining attitude is a disgrace to people who believe in you. And the picture here is that Mercedes-Benz. Now, is this really a post about your humility in how great you are at not complaining? Or is this a post that you drive a Mercedes-Benz? I do like the idea of, pulling your socks up, stop complaining, and make others' lives better. Like, there's nothing there to disagree with. But I think when you frame that in the context of just like what you have, this is some of this kind of like eye-rolling content that we see on LinkedIn quite often, where it's like someone just wants to tell you how good they are and they dress it up in a package of something else. And really the bottom line is, I'm so great, I'm the best, I'm so good, I'm so rich at driving Mercedes. The next one here, this guy is a grade A wanker, in my opinion. Sorry about that. His name is Samuel Leeds. He is a property mentor. So if people want to buy property in the UK, then he runs a few courses on how to do that. He's got a big Instagram following of these people. He's a scam artist. He's just getting you to buy his course. What's he like on LinkedIn? That's the main point from this chap. I don't understand why we have the minimum wage. It's a dumb idea. Government shouldn't be involved if there's a willing buyer/willing seller. What a dick. Also, employment rights shouldn't exist. If you aren't happy, leave. Any good employer will pay what is deserved and will have commercial sense to treat valuable staff well. Some people liked and hearted this, probably working for their job. Like, things like employment rights and minimum wage, that is literally what 90% of the people on the planet survive by. And they're hearting and liking this. They're like, yeah, a little property overlord. Wow, you're so clever and wise. Yeah, why do I have rights? Just take them away. I just think this is such an arrogant perspective, because employment rights. What, you're not allowed a right to a holiday. You're not allowed a right to like parental, maternity or paternity pay. You're not allowed the right to literally a pension. What, those are dumb? They're dumb ideas, are they? How entitled is that? And how stupid is it that people on LinkedIn lap that shit up? Disgusting. Okay, a little bit of a lighthearted one here. We've got Joel Jones, Utah's house hack realtor. He's a funny guy, okay? If you want to follow him and buy a house in Utah, I would recommend it. Plot twist, you came in for a test and left pre-approved. And then here it is, by the pregnancy test. Looks like you need another bedroom. And then Joel Jones. This, in my opinion, is hilarious. I would literally buy this. I think this is super, super funny. Well, as I'm saying this now, I'm actually kind of seeing like another side to this where maybe you're not that happy about being pregnant in this case, and you're kind of coming into this situation thinking like, oh no, and then this is a bit like mocky. Maybe I'm changing my mind even as I'm like sort of saying this. But my initial reaction was, this is hilarious, and I think it's a really great way of like standing out from the crowd. It's a kind of marketing that I really enjoy, that's like surprising and curiosity sparking. I always use those adjectives when I talk about writing ads or like content. I want it to be surprising, and you get bombarded with ads every second of every day. And yet, as I'm sat here right now, I couldn't even give you an example of an advert that I've seen. Like, no ad right now that I've seen in the last week is even just jumping out at me. If I was sort of like in the pregnancy test aisle and I saw that, it would be a surprising moment for me. That's what advertising should be. Notice, surprising is not shocking, and it's not, disgusting. I think that we don't have enough surprise in advertising or in content. That doesn't mean be surprising at the expense of being a good person. I guess that's where some people might argue that Joel got it wrong, because I can imagine that if someone was in a bad situation there, and I don't know what Utah's laws are on things like contraception and abortion, which is a health prerogative for people to have access to that. And so I can imagine actually that if they are in that situation, then yeah, this is actually really disgusting and inappropriate for them at that moment. Maybe it's not so great. Okay, and then my last one here is from Russell. This little chap, he's just 18. Let's hear what he has to say. I turned 18 10 days ago. Most kids my age are picking a dorm. I spent my birthday signing paperwork to expand my company into Germany. At 16, I thought 10K a month was the ceiling. At 17, we did $344,000 in a single month. At 18, the goalpost moved again. The only people who think this is impressive are the ones who haven't tried. I turned 18 10 days ago. I would think LinkedIn is a pretty unique place for an 18-year-old to be hanging out, and unfortunately there is a lot of this like braggiose kind of like, wow, I'm such an amazing entrepreneur, like, wow, I'm just gonna pat myself on the back, like, I'm so great at this, I drive a Mercedes, you've already seen that. There's definitely that element on LinkedIn. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm not guilty of doing that. Maybe I am. Maybe you can have a look through my posts and think, oh my God, Holly is just talking out of her asshole. But if you're an 18-year-old, please go and make a dorm, go to university, go and enjoy your life. Like, you only get one little chance at life. I guess though, this is super impressive and really amazing for an 18-year-old to have achieved this type of, stuff. And part of me is thinking, like, when I was 18, I was just, I don't know, partying and drinking so much and having a great time for sure, but I wasn't doing anything like of note. But what I really don't like, and the reason that I included this was because at the bottom here, he says, the only people who think this is impressive are the ones who haven't tried. The idea that this is not an impressive thing, the idea that this is just standard. You only think this is impressive if you haven't tried hard enough. You're not doing anything. You can't think that this is impressive. Like, I don't like that. It's kind of like shitting on people that don't use their teenage years to like, build a multi-million-dollar business or whatever. I tell you something, Russell, there's more to life than posting on LinkedIn and shitting on everyone else who hasn't done the things that you do. That is, of course, if this is actually true, because if this is actually true and he's making $344,000 in a single month, then why doesn't he have a better content strategy, reaching more than just 29 people and having 6 comments? Are you not working on your content? Maybe you should be, if you're so impressive and so amazing. All right, that's all we've got time for today on the unhinged barrels of LinkedIn. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me to build my audience and reach new people, and I really, really appreciate every single person that does. And yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.